Apex Legends might be the new kid on the block in the Battle Royale scene, but it seems it's already taken the industry by storm. Millions are already playing it, and its user base is only continuing to grow. While the fact that it's free to play has helped with that, something else that has attracted a lot of people to it is that it puts several unique and interesting spins on the Battle Royale genre. In this feature, we'll be taking a look at 15 basic tips and tricks that you should keep in mind that will surely help you out as you play Apex Legends, especially in your first few hours. Don't lone wolf it. Battle Royale games almost always have squad-based variants, but mainly they tend to be about the struggle to be the last man standing. With Apex Legends though, it's all about the squad. Respawn have built the game around squad play, and if you're the kind of player who likes to be the lone wolf, you might not find much success here. So don't run off on your own, don't ditch your squad, and support each other as much as possible. Team synergy and cooperation is key in Apex Legends. Don't ignore pinging. Doubling down on the game's focus on squad-based play is the pinging system, which is a simple yet genius way of communicating almost everything of importance to your teammates. Don't ignore the pinging system, especially if you don't use voice chat. From guns to shields to enemies to specific loot, everything you ping automatically gets marked on your squad mates' screens, while your character also verbally describes the thing that they have pinged. It's incredibly effective. Abilities have low cooldowns. Apex Legends also has hero shooter elements thrown in, with each of the 8 legends, of which 2 need to be unlocked, having their own unique abilities. When it comes to making use of these abilities, don't worry about saving them up. They all have very low cooldown timers and can come in handy in several situations, from Bloodhound searching the area for hostiles to Bangalore's smoke launcher to Lifeline's health drone and others. Passive abilities. Every character also has a passive ability that the game doesn't explicitly talk about. Keep these in mind, always, and choose the character you want to play as in your next match based on which passive abilities might suit you best. For example, Bloodhound can see tracks left behind by enemies. Gibraltar automatically deploys a shield against incoming enemy fire while aiming down sights, while Pathfinder can scan a survey beacon to reveal the next circle's location well ahead of time. There is no fall damage. Apex Legends is all about movement and mobility. It is a Respawn game after all. The moment-to-moment gameplay is all about fast movement and never having to slow down. As such, there is no fall damage. So no matter how high up you are, you don't have to worry about finding the safest way down. Just jump straight down to the ground like a maniac. Sliding. Though wall running and the Titans themselves haven't made the jump from Titanfall to Apex Legends, the beloved sliding mechanic has done so, and it feels as good as ever, but most importantly, it gives you a great momentum boost. It's a great way to move around and get from place to place quickly, and if you're ever being shot at, sliding around can make you a tricky target to nail. You can also slide down hills indefinitely, while slide jumping is also a neat trick for both traversal and in combat. Basically, slide whenever you can. Holster weapons while sprinting. In the spirit of keeping up the pace of movement and always be moving, which seems to be the point of Apex Legends for the most part, you'll be doing a lot of running from place to place. If you holster your weapon, hold Y or triangle on the Xbox or PS4 respectively and 3 on PC, your character can actually run faster. If you run faster, you can obviously jump higher and slide farther. Wall jumping. Sure, the incredible wall running from Titanfall isn't in Apex Legends, but you can still jump up high walls, even those that you might not think you can scale. Just run at high walls and hold the jump button as you hit them, and your character will climb over most of them. Of course, not every single wall is scalable, but many of them are, and jumping over them can be very useful as you're getting around the map. Red balloons. You'll see huge red balloons scattered throughout the map in Apex Legends, with zip lines attached to their bases. They can actually be pretty useful. Using these zip lines, you get launched into the air, where you then get to use your jetpack to land in a different area again. So if you want to cover a great deal of distance very quickly, well, this is the way to go. The game tells you when you're near high-tier loot. Loot is, of course, paramount in any Battle Royale title, and that is the case in Apex Legends as well. Rather than running around all over the place and trying to manually find the good stuff, in Apex Legends, when you enter any area of the map, you'll get a prompt on the top left of your screen that tells you what kind of loot can be found in that area. If at the beginning of the game tells you that there's high-tier loot around, find it as quickly as possible. Later on in the game, if the game tells you the same thing, there's a chance that a player with high-tier loot on them might be in the area, so keep an eye out. Death boxes are color-coded. Apex Legends puts ease of use above all else when it comes to loot, as the previous point exemplifies. This is another example of that. Death boxes left behind by players that you've killed or others have killed are color-coded, so you don't have to go sifting through them to figure out if there's anything worth taking in there. If there's some good loot in there, the color of the box will tell you. The glowing gold ones and the purple ones are the ones that you should keep an eye out for. Don't quit immediately after dying. Unlike most other Battle Royale games, if you die in Apex Legends, that's not necessarily game over for you. You also drop your banner with your death box, and your squad mates can pick up this banner and take it to a respawn beacon to get you, well, respawned and redeployed. You come back into the battle with no weapons and loot, sure, but hey, at least you're not dead. So don't quit as soon as you're dead. Wait for your squad mates to get you respawned. While you're dead, you can also simply press X or A on the Xbox One to mark the nearest beacon for your squad mates. Surviving longer grants more experience than dealing damage. Battle Royale games aren't about getting the most kills, they're about getting the last kill. And Apex Legends plays on that in an interesting way. The experience you get at the end of every match rewards you points for various actions, but interestingly enough, you get more points for surviving longer than you do for dealing damage or getting kills. Yet another way that the game encourages you to play together as a squad and help each other to get to the end rather than trying to get the most kills. You even get a 5% bonus if you survive longer while playing with a friend. Executions. You can unlock flashy, slick-looking finishing moves or executions in Apex Legends that you can use to finish off downed enemies. But while these are fun to use, you should be careful about where and when to use them. While you're in the middle of an execution, you can still be shot at, downed, and killed by enemies around you. So if you do want to do an execution, go ahead and make sure that you're in the clear and that there aren't any enemies in the vicinity who can harm you. Self-reviving. While you're running around the map looking for loot, keep an eye out for legendary knockdown shields. While knockdown shields of the non-legendary variety can help reduce the damage you take while you've been downed, the legendary kind can be used to revive yourself with no help required from a squad mate. Obviously, that can be very useful. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.